Hey guys, Shaun back again with another Let's Play. I was starting a new series again today. Oh, to be fair, we've just mostly been starting series. We're still fairly new as a Let's Play channel goes. But yeah, we're playing Spyro the Dragon, the game that put Insomniac Games on the map. Gonna start a new game. Spyro the Dragon is a series I probably... Let's see... I don't know, I wouldn't say I have less history with it than...
Here in the Five Worlds, or
Crash.
For a Dragon's Age. We now have 12,000 treasure, or is it 14,000? What about this Ganasty Gnorc character? Now, I understand he's found a magic spell to turn gems into warriors for his cause.
I'll take that question. Nasty Gnorc is a simple creature. Simple!
Oh, hey, Classy
He
Bro.
has been contained in a remote world and is no threat to the Dragon Kingdom. No threat! Besides, he is ugly. That does it!
Looks like I've got some things to do.
And so that's the premise of Spyro the Dragon. The dragons are being interviewed, one of them says Nasty is ugly. And so he cases them all in crystal. Oh, I love the analog control on Spyro, that's really nice.
Thank you for releasing me, Spyro. Free 10 dragons in the Artisan world. Then find the balloonist. He'll transport you to the next world.
What about Nasty Gnorc? I'm going after him.
Find dragons first. That's all I can tell you.
So we need to find 10 dragons to get to the next world. Yeah, I have, I wouldn't really say I have a huge amount of history with Crash, actually. There we go. I had Crash 3 as a kid, I had Crash Bash, that was it. Did eventually get Crash 2. I had a friend who had Crash Team Racing. But as far as Spyro goes, I only had Spyro Year of the Dragon as a kid. So the first two Spyro games were just not really something I played. Although, since I had Crash 3, I did have the demo for Spyro 1. Because Crash 3 had a cheat you could use to unlock a demo for Spyro, which was kind of neat.
Where's Nasty Gnorc? I'll torch him.
Keep your horns on, Spyro! You have much to learn first. Do you know what the dragonfly following you is doing? His name is Sparks, and he's helping and protecting you. Keep an eye on him and see what I mean.
So essentially Sparks is our health bar. We take damage, Sparks will change colour and eventually disappear. And if he disappears, it's actually really irritating because Sparks also grabs gems for you. Like that. And if you lose Sparks, you have to go out of your way to grab those gems yourself. It's actually really kind of inconvenient. So yeah, no, the Spyro series though, I didn't do much with it beyond Spyro 3 until I picked up my Vita. So when I got my PS Vita, which brilliant system, I love it. It was like, you know, I want to pick up some PS1 games. This system can play PS1 games. I want some PS1 games to play on it on the go. So took a look on the PlayStation Network, and oh hey, Spyro Trilogy for £8. It's like £4 each or £8 for the three of them. It's like, you know what? You know, I've heard really good things about the trilogy. I really enjoyed Spyro 3 as a kid. Yeah, why not? So I picked up the Spyro Trilogy. And I ended up playing through all three of them and 100%ed them all, and I really enjoyed it. So I've actually been looking forward to this.
Oh, Flash, do that again.
The artisan's boss is through a portal in the Dragon Mouth, but you are not yet ready, Spyro. First, you must complete one of the other artisan lands.
Yeah, so I've been looking forward to this. To save your game, you have to step onto a dragon platform and manually choose save your game. That'll change in the sequels. Your game's saved automatically. But yeah, I've been looking forward to getting to Spyro, because like I said, I had a lot of fun with it. I think it's a lot more fun to go through than Crash.
Spyro, press the jump button twice to glide, and don't be afraid.
Afraid? Of what?
Falling from high mountain peaks, plummeting into prehistoric glaciers.
Oh, that.
So yeah, I don't have really any nostalgia for the series beyond maybe 3. But like I say, it's certainly a series I really enjoyed when I actually sat down to play it on Vita. And actually having two pairs of shoulder buttons for this playthrough is going to be really nice. Because you've got the camera control on L2 and R2, and then L1 and R1 is a side roll, which could be useful. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, no, I've been through Crash a few times. Went through Spyro with the trilogy on Vita, and I do think... Well, no, think's not the right word. I certainly enjoyed Spyro more than Crash, but that's more because this is the kind of design I'm really into, and the first Spyro in particular doesn't require... In fact, you know, it's not even about the backtracking. Crash... To get 100% in Crash, there was a lot of really irritating stuff you had to do. Oh, I did miss some gems. I'll have to go back for those. Like, every Crash has some really irritating stuff you have to do for 100%. Like the first one, getting all the gems. You have to get all the boxes in a level without dying. Some of those levels are really hard. And to do it without dying is just ridiculous.
Welcome to Town Square, Spyro. Begin exploring by gliding to that area with the bulls. Use the L2 and R2 buttons to get a good look.
And like the main thing I concern myself with when it comes to 100% completion is, for the most part, I don't really care about 100% completion. My main question is, am I still having fun while going for it? And in the case of the Crash games, the answer is no. Going after all the gems can be really frustrating. In Crash 3, stuff like the time trials can be really irritating. Some of the bonus levels are not particularly fun to go through. And there's a little bit of irritation with the Spyro series, but for the most part, I do find them pretty fun to go through. The control's really nice. Spyro 1 was 99, I think. And so actual analog controls supported, which is great in hindsight.
Thanks, Spyro. I had the worst itch on the tip of my wing. Oh, did you know that you get your longest glides by pressing X at the very top of your jump?
So Spyro has two attacks. He has the charge and the flame breath. And basically dealing with any enemy comes down to using one of the two. Your big enemies can't be charged because they're too big, and then there's enemies wearing metal who can't be flamed because they're wearing protection. There was probably a better way I could have put that. That's basically what every enemy comes down to. And there's some interesting subversions with that later on. which is kind of neat, like big enemies wearing metal that you have to find another way to deal with. We'll get to that when it comes to it, though.
Spyro, did you see a man dressed in blue running around here? He's a thief, and he's stolen a dragon egg. You've got to track him down and get that egg. Run! Run! I'm getting a little winded.
Alright, so there's the level exit. That'll take us home, but if we check the inventory, we still have 96 gems to get another dragon, and there is a thief with a dragon egg around here. Oh, there's the other dragon. So the question is, how do we get up there? Well, I really like exploring these levels. It's very kind of Mario 64-esque, which is a design I really do like. Like, just every level being its own self-contained world with a bunch of stuff to do in it. You know, I've never really gotten into the Banjo-Kazooie series, despite having a similar design, and a design that a bunch of people do consider superior, actually. So I didn't have the Banjo-Kazooie games as a kid. It's kind of surprising, actually, one of the few rare games I didn't have for the 64, because I had GoldenEye, I had Diddy Kong Racing. I think that's it, actually. Yeah, no, so there were plenty of rare games that I didn't have on Nintendo 64, never mind. I think that's the last gem. Perfect. This will be the last dragon.
Thank you for releasing me.
And now we just have the egg thief to find. Where did he go? Yeah, I've got the rare replay on Xbox One, but I do actually have Banjo-Kazooie on 360's backwards compatible, so there's that. Which is supposed to be like the best way to play Banjo-Kazooie. He's around here. There he is. God damn it. Did he jump back up there? Where did he go? Yeah, I spent a bit of time on Banjo-Kazooie and I just didn't really get into it. Which was kind of a shame. Probably something that deserves a replay, though. Who knows? But it's like this open level design, where every level is its own world, is an idea I really like in platformers. I mean, we've already done... Is that everything here, actually? Yeah, should be. Alright, let's go. Yeah, I mean, we've already done Mario 64 at this point. By the time this goes up, that might be like a month ago or so. 2 months. But we might as well, as we're getting started, go into the plans for the Spyro series. Because, of course, there is the trilogy on PS1, which everybody knows and loves. Or most people know and love. The Spyro Reignited trilogy did come out last year, I think it was. Which is like the Crash Insane trilogy in that it's graphical upgrades of the first 3 levels. There's the rest of the gems that I needed. Awesome. So now we can just go do whatever. But the intention is Spyro 1, 2, and 3, of course, which is kind of the extent of my experience with the series. And then following that, see, this guy has a metal shield, so you can't flame him when the shield's raised. But yeah, it's kind of the trilogy is kind of the extent of my experience with the series. But after this, after the trilogy, I do want to go on and do some of the other games, the later games, after Insomniac left the franchise. Like, there we go. There's Enter the Dragonfly, which I played for like 5 minutes or so. Once, because my brother got it on PlayStation 2. I played it for like 5 minutes, it was like, could this be like Crash Wrath of Cortex, where... Like, Crash Wrath of Cortex has kind of a bad rep. There's not really a reason for it. Generally, it's more Crash 3. There's not really anything more to it than that. Or, well, there is. There's a few new ideas there, but none of them are really amazing. But I think it's worth remembering that a lot of the new ideas Crash 3 had over Crash 2 weren't particularly amazing either. Looking at you, motorbike sections. But yeah, Wrath of Cortex, when it comes down to it, is a fine game. So is Enter the Dragonfly like that for
Big
Spyro?
enemies like this Gnorc with the club cannot be charged, but a quick flame, that should defeat them.
And the answer was a resounding no. Enter the Dragonfly, from what I played, was a mess. It was glitchy, it wasn't particularly fun. The characters were just kind of irritating. But it is a game I do want to give another go, proper look at. Okay, and there's got to be a key around here somewhere. Following that, there's Spyro A Hero's Tale, which I think have more emphasis on some of the side characters. So you got this guy who's big with the metal shielding, so you need to do is hit him in the back. And so that's basically like a lot of the variety with enemies that way. But yeah, Spyro Hero's Tale is a game that I've never actually played. I don't think I've ever actually seen it played either, so that'll be interesting to get to. And then following that, there is the Legend of Spyro trilogy, which was like a more serious story for Spyro, which I've never really played either.
Spyro, want to know a secret? Use the triangle button when you want to zoom in and look around. Oh, your secret's safe with me.
Okay. So yeah, and then following that, there's not going to be any real Skylanders stuff here. Mostly because of the whole toy thing. I'm not against Skylanders as a concept, though I am against the physical DLC, really. I don't know if I ever mentioned this before, because there wouldn't really have been a reason to, but amiibos. Yeah, amiibos. As an idea, I love the amiibos because they are pretty good quality figurines of characters that you wouldn't normally get figurines of, and they're not particularly expensive if you pick them up when they come out. The issue I have with them is when game content is locked behind them. Like one of the best examples is Metroid Samus Returns.
Oh, it's you! I wasn't sure if you'd escape those annoying little creatures. Of course, they wouldn't bother me, but here's a hint. Metal armor is fireproof, but a charge attack will take care of them.
Yeah, Metroid Samus Returns on 3DS. That should be everybody. I don't think there's an egg in here. Really fun game. It has unlockables that are locked behind specific amiibos. And there are 4 Metroid-related amiibos. There's the Samus one for Smash, there's Zero Suit Samus for Smash. There is Samus for Metroid Samus Returns, and there is the Metroid breaking out of the canister. And there are specific... there's game content locked behind those. which is really irritating. Like, there's a concept gallery, which is like, seriously?